Did you know that more than 70% of adults over 50 are unknowingly walking toward metabolic disaster, not because they are eating too much fat, but because they have been avoiding it for decades? That's right. We were told for years that fat is the villain, that it clogs arteries, triggers heart attacks, and shortens lives. But the shocking truth is now emerging, and it's flipping everything we thought we knew upside down. Dr. Robert Lustig, one of the world's top longevity and metabolic experts, boldly states, "Fat isn't the enemy, sugar is." For decades, people slashed fat from their diets, buying low-fat yogurts, fat-free snacks, and skim milk, believing they were saving their hearts. But instead, rates of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, dementia, and even cancer have exploded since the low-fat craze began. How is that possible? Because when food companies stripped fat from products, they had to replace it with something to make it taste good. That something was sugar, high-fructose corn syrup, and refined starches. And those ingredients silently wreak havoc inside your body. Dr. Lustig explains that the real danger comes from insulin resistance. Every time you eat sugar or refined carbs, your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas releases insulin to move sugar into your cells. But over time, your cells stop responding properly. This is called insulin resistance. Now, your body needs to pump out even more insulin to get the job done. And what happens next is devastating. Excess sugar gets stored as fat, especially around your belly and liver. This triggers chronic inflammation, damages your blood vessels, stresses your heart, and even disrupts your brain's ability to process information, setting the stage for dementia. Multiple studies now confirm that metabolic syndrome, driven by insulin resistance, is at the root of nearly every chronic disease. That means your risk for heart attack, stroke, Alzheimer's, fatty liver disease, kidney failure, and even certain cancers is all tied back to how your body handles sugar, not fat. This is why Dr. Lustig warns that the real metabolic poison is sugar, especially in the processed form we consume daily. But here's where it gets even more surprising. Eating the right kind of fats can actually help reverse this damage. That's right. Fat is not only essential, it may be your most powerful tool to fight aging. Your brain is nearly 60% fat. Every cell in your body relies on fats for its structure. Hormones like estrogen, testosterone, and cortisol are built from fat. Even your immune system uses fats to produce anti-inflammatory compounds. When you deprive your body of healthy fats, you weaken these systems. Studies published in journals like Neurology and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have found that seniors with higher omega-3 fatty acid levels had bigger, healthier brains, lower inflammation, and better memory compared to those on low-fat diets. This means eating good fats daily can literally preserve your brain size and slow cognitive decline as you age. But not all fats are created equal. The dangerous fats are still everywhere, and many people unknowingly consume them daily. Vegetable oils like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and canola oil are highly processed and loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. When consumed in large amounts, omega-6 fats fuel inflammation. Chronic inflammation silently damages tissues, arteries, joints, and even your brain over time. Studies, including one from the BMJ, linked high omega-6 intake with increased heart disease risk. Then we have trans fats, hydrogenated oils still lurking in some processed snacks, baked goods, and fast foods. Trans fats not only raise bad cholesterol, but also directly damage artery walls, increasing heart attack risk dramatically. The good news is many countries have banned trans fats, but they still hide in some products. Even certain saturated fats can be dangerous when highly processed. Think of cheap processed meats like hot dogs, bacon loaded with preservatives, and deep-fried junk food. These highly refined saturated fats are linked to colon cancer, heart disease, and obesity. But here's the part most doctors never emphasize. Natural whole food sources of fats can be incredibly healing. Dr. Lustig highlights 4 key fat groups that seniors should embrace if they want to stay sharp, mobile, and vibrant into their 80s, 90s, and even 100. The first is omega-3 fatty acids, found abundantly in wild-caught salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, and plant-based algae oils. Omega-3s fight inflammation powerfully. They protect your heart by lowering triglycerides and improving artery flexibility. In one famous study, the Framingham Offspring Study, researchers found that seniors with the highest omega-3 blood levels lived, on average, 4.7 years longer than those with the lowest levels. That's nearly 5 extra years of life simply from eating omega-3 rich foods regularly. The second group is monounsaturated fats. These are the fats found in extra virgin olive oil, avocados, almonds, walnuts, macadamia nuts, and pumpkin seeds. Extra virgin olive oil, in particular, is considered liquid longevity. The Mediterranean diet, which is rich in olive oil, has been extensively studied for decades. In the landmark PREDIMED study, more than 7,000 older adults at high cardiovascular risk were followed. Those who consumed extra virgin olive oil daily had 30% fewer heart attacks, strokes, and deaths compared to those on a standard low-fat diet. The third group is certain natural saturated fats, which for years have been unfairly demonized. These include grass-fed butter, coconut oil, pasture-raised eggs, and full-fat organic yogurt. These foods provide medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, that your body converts into ketones, a clean-burning fuel for your brain. Ketones help fuel brain cells even when glucose metabolism falters, which is often what happens in Alzheimer's disease. Several studies suggest that MCTs from coconut oil can improve memory and cognitive function in early Alzheimer's patients. Finally, healthy fats are critical for absorbing fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Without sufficient fat, your body cannot absorb these vitamins properly, leading to bone weakness, poor immunity, and even vision problems. So when people avoid fat, they not only starve their cells, but also deprive their bodies of critical nutrients needed for long-term health. But let's not forget the real enemy still lurking: sugar. Dr. Lustig emphasizes that you must first reduce processed carbohydrates to allow healthy fats to work their magic. If you keep eating sugar and processed grains alongside high fat, you create a metabolic disaster: fat storage, inflammation, and clogged arteries. It's the combination of high sugar and high fat that's toxic, not fat alone. This explains why so many people fail on so-called dirty keto diets filled with processed meats, fast food burgers, and artificial sweeteners. Dr. Lustig advocates for what he calls real food keto, or clean high-fat eating, where fats come from natural, whole, unprocessed sources, paired with fiber-rich vegetables, moderate protein, and very low sugar intake. When done right, the benefits can be life-changing. Blood sugar stabilizes, belly fat melts, fatty liver begins to heal, energy surges, and most importantly, the risk of chronic diseases plummets. This is not hypothetical. It's been documented in countless peer-reviewed studies. Even beyond America, we see real-world proof in the so-called blue zones, places where people live exceptionally long lives. In Okinawa, Japan, seniors consume moderate amounts of pork fat, fatty fish, and seaweed. In Icaria, Greece, and Sardinia, Italy, residents consume large amounts of extra virgin olive oil, goat cheese, and fatty seafood, and they all enjoy remarkably low rates of heart disease, dementia, diabetes, and cancer. None of these cultures follow low-fat diets. In fact, many consume far higher fat percentages than standard guidelines recommend, sometimes up to 40% or 50% of daily calories coming from fat. Yet they live longer, healthier, and stay independent far longer than their Western counterparts. This is why Dr. Lustig calls for a complete paradigm shift. He argues that public health officials must stop vilifying fat and instead focus on reducing processed sugars and ultra-refined carbohydrates. The benefits of healthy fat intake are even more important for seniors. As we age, our hormone levels decline, our cell membranes stiffen, our brains shrink, and our bones weaken. Healthy fats help stabilize all these aging processes. Fats help maintain muscle mass, keep joints lubricated, fuel brain repair, and provide the building blocks for steady hormone production. Without them, seniors accelerate aging instead of slowing it. And perhaps most importantly, healthy fats keep us full and satisfied. Unlike refined carbs that trigger hunger shortly after eating, good fats stabilize appetite hormones, helping seniors avoid overeating. This naturally supports weight management, better metabolic health, and stronger bones and muscles, all critical for maintaining independence after 60 or 70. And yet, despite overwhelming science, many doctors still hand seniors outdated low-fat diet pamphlets, putting them on the very path that triggers insulin resistance, weakness, frailty, and rapid aging. Dr. Lustig's bold message is simple: stop fearing fat. Start fearing sugar. Understand that not all fats are the same. If you choose wisely, high-fat eating may very well be your most powerful longevity strategy. Now let's dive even deeper, because this is where most people get stuck. Many seniors hesitate to increase fat intake because they're still haunted by old myths. One of the biggest myths is that fat causes heart attacks. People fear that eating butter, eggs, or olive oil will clog their arteries. But science now tells a very different story. For years, doctors focused too much on total cholesterol levels. But cholesterol is complex. What matters more is the type and size of cholesterol particles. Eating healthy fats can actually raise your good HDL cholesterol, which protects your arteries. It can also shift dangerous small dense LDL particles into larger, harmless ones. This means your risk of clogged arteries may actually decrease when you eat the right fats. The famous PURE study, published in The Lancet in 2017, followed over 135,000 people worldwide. It found that higher total fat intake, including saturated fat, was not associated with higher heart disease risk. In fact, people who ate more natural fats had a lower risk of stroke. This completely shatters the old low-fat, high-carb model that dominated for decades. Dr. Lustig emphasizes that sugar and refined carbs, not fat, are what drive dangerous triglyceride levels, fatty liver, and arterial plaque. Triglycerides rise when excess sugar is converted into fat in the liver. This process, called de novo lipogenesis, is directly tied to insulin resistance. When seniors eat a high-carb, low-fat diet, their insulin spikes constantly. Over time, this leads to visceral fat accumulation around organs, stiff arteries, high blood pressure, and chronic inflammation. But when healthy fats replace processed carbs, insulin levels drop. The liver stops producing excess triglycerides. Fatty liver begins to heal. Blood pressure normalizes. Inflammation decreases. This creates a metabolic environment that protects the heart, brain, and kidneys as we age. But the benefits of healthy fats go far beyond just cardiovascular health. Let's talk about the brain, because this is where most seniors feel the fear of aging. Memory loss, brain fog, and dementia are terrifying prospects for anyone over 60. Studies now reveal that cognitive decline is strongly linked to insulin resistance in the brain. This is why some researchers call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. When brain cells become insulin resistant, they struggle to absorb glucose for energy. Neurons starve, synapses weaken, and memory starts to fade. But fats offer a unique solution. Certain fats, especially MCTs from coconut oil, generate ketones, an alternative fuel source for the brain. Ketones bypass insulin resistance and deliver energy directly to neurons. This may help maintain cognitive function, even as other energy pathways fail. Small clinical trials have shown that adding MCT oil or ketogenic diets can improve memory and focus in early-stage Alzheimer's patients. This offers incredible hope for seniors who want to stay mentally sharp well into their 80s and 90s. But the benefits don't stop there. Hormone balance also depends on fats. After age 50, hormone production naturally declines. Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and DHEA levels drop. This leads to loss of muscle, bone density, libido, and mood stability. Fats provide the raw materials for building these hormones. Without enough dietary fat, seniors may experience faster hormonal decline. But when healthy fats are included daily, the body has the tools it needs to maintain stronger hormones for longer. This means more energy, better mood, stronger muscles, and better quality of life in your golden years. Even your immune system needs fat. Chronic inflammation weakens immune defenses and increases vulnerability to infections and cancer. Omega-3 fats from fish help produce anti-inflammatory compounds called resolvins and protectins. These molecules calm inflammation and support immune balance. Seniors who consume adequate omega-3s may have fewer infections, less joint pain, and even lower cancer risk. The benefits ripple throughout the entire body. Joints stay more flexible because fats lubricate the cartilage. Skin stays more supple and hydrated because fats support the skin barrier. Eyes stay healthier because omega-3s nourish the retina. Even hearing may remain sharper longer due to improved blood flow supported by good fats. But of course, there are still risks if you don't choose your fats carefully. That's why Dr. Lustig urges seniors to strictly avoid processed seed oils. These oils, like soybean, corn, and canola oil, are heavily refined. During processing, they undergo chemical extraction, bleaching, and deodorizing. This creates unstable fats that oxidize easily inside your body. Oxidized fats generate free radicals that damage DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. This fuels rapid aging, tissue breakdown, and disease development. Processed seed oils are also loaded with excess omega-6 fats, which throw off the body's natural balance with omega-3s. Historically, humans consumed omega-6 to omega-3 in a 1-to-1 ratio. Today, most Western diets deliver ratios closer to 20-to-1 in favor of omega-6. This extreme imbalance triggers chronic inflammation, which silently destroys tissues over time. Arthritis, heart disease, cancer, and even depression are linked to this hidden inflammation. Dr. Lustig emphasizes that simply switching cooking oils can dramatically reduce this risk. Use extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil for cooking instead. Avoid vegetable oils in dressings, snacks, and packaged foods. Even a small daily habit like adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil can start reversing years of damage. The Mediterranean diet studies prove this repeatedly. Seniors consuming high amounts of olive oil have better memory, stronger hearts, and longer lifespans. Let's also not forget about one of the most powerful appetite-regulating effects of fat. When you eat healthy fats with meals, they signal fullness to your brain. This reduces cravings and prevents overeating. In contrast, processed carbs spike hunger hormones, leading to constant snacking and weight gain. Seniors who embrace higher fat diets often report feeling satisfied for hours after meals. This makes it easier to naturally control calorie intake without strict dieting. Weight loss becomes almost effortless when hunger stabilizes. Belly fat melts away, further reducing metabolic risk. Fatty liver can even reverse entirely when insulin levels drop. Several studies have shown full reversal of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease after just months on high-fat, low-carb diets. This is critical because fatty liver is one of the strongest predictors of heart disease, diabetes, and early mortality in seniors. By healing the liver through fat-fueled metabolism, seniors can reclaim vibrant health even after years of metabolic damage. The body has an incredible ability to heal when given the right conditions, and the right fats provide exactly that. Dr. Lustig passionately teaches that seniors don't need to fear aging itself. What we should fear is chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and metabolic dysfunction, all fueled by sugar, processed carbs, and refined oils. By returning to whole, traditional fats that humans have consumed for thousands of years, seniors can defy the typical aging curve. You can stay active, independent, mentally sharp, and pain-free far longer than your peers if you rebuild your metabolism around fat-based fuel. The shift isn't difficult. It requires unlearning decades of bad advice. But the rewards are profound. Reduced medications, lower doctor visits, stronger bones and muscles, clearer thinking, more energy for hobbies, travel, and family. A vibrant quality of life deep into your 80s, 90s, or even beyond 100 is absolutely possible. Fat is not your enemy. In fact, it may be your greatest ally in aging well. Now that you understand the truth about fat, let's turn this knowledge into simple daily actions. Dr. Lustig's advice is clear. First, start by removing the dangerous fats. Go through your kitchen. Throw away vegetable oils like soybean, corn, canola, safflower, and sunflower oil. These oils fuel inflammation. They hide in salad dressings, sauces, mayonnaise, and packaged snacks. Replace them with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or cold-pressed coconut oil. Next, eliminate trans fats completely. Check labels for hydrogenated oils. These are poison to your arteries. Avoid margarine, shortening, and processed baked goods. Cut back heavily on added sugars and refined carbohydrates. This means limiting soda, fruit juices, white bread, pasta, cookies, candies, and most packaged foods. Sugar drives insulin resistance. Without lowering sugar, fat cannot do its healing work. Once you clear out the bad, start adding the good fats. Drizzle extra virgin olive oil generously on salads, vegetables, and soups. Eat fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel 2 or 3 times per week. These provide powerful omega-3s. Snack on a small handful of almonds, walnuts, or macadamia nuts daily. Enjoy half an avocado with your meals. Add grass-fed butter or coconut oil to your morning eggs or steamed vegetables. Use full-fat, plain Greek yogurt as a healthy snack. Include pasture-raised eggs several times a week. These foods are nutrient powerhouses. Pair your fats with plenty of fiber-rich vegetables. Fiber helps feed healthy gut bacteria, further reducing inflammation. Together, healthy fats and fiber create a powerful anti-aging combination. Eat moderate amounts of clean proteins like grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chicken, wild-caught fish, or organic eggs. But keep your carbs low. Focus on vegetables, some berries, and occasional small portions of whole grains if tolerated. Always avoid combining high sugar with high fat. That combination overwhelms your metabolism. It creates metabolic chaos inside your body. Keep it clean and simple. The results may surprise you. Within weeks, you may notice more stable energy, less hunger, clearer thinking, better sleep, easier weight loss. As months pass, blood sugar improves, belly fat shrinks, inflammation markers drop, triglycerides fall, blood pressure stabilizes, brain fog lifts, mobility improves. Lab tests confirm it. Your doctor may start reducing your medications. You feel younger, stronger, and more in control. And as years pass, your risk of heart attack, stroke, dementia, and cancer drops significantly. You remain independent. You enjoy playing with grandchildren, traveling, gardening, and living fully. You no longer fear aging. You have mastered your metabolism. You have unlocked longevity, all by simply changing your relationship with fat. Dr. Lustig's message is revolutionary yet simple. The food you eat every single day holds the key. Don't fear fat. Fear sugar. Choose whole, natural fats. Pair them with fiber. Limit refined carbs. Move your body daily. Manage stress. Sleep deeply. If you do these things, you give your body its best chance to thrive for decades longer. Imagine reaching 90 or even 100 with a sharp mind, strong muscles, healthy joints, and vibrant energy. This is not a fantasy. It's happening right now for thousands who have adopted these principles. You can be one of them. The choice is yours. Start today. One small change at a time. The sooner you start, the longer and healthier your future can be. Don't wait until disease arrives. Prevention is far easier than treatment. Your health is your most precious gift. Protect it with every bite you take. High fat, done right, can be your secret to living not just longer, but better. Dr. Lustig has shown the way. Now it's up to you.